All right, video number 2. I got my mocktail. I'm excited to drink that. So on this one, I just want to discuss loving yourself. Um, that was something that was really hard for me to learn. I'm 32 years old, and I just learned how to love myself last summer. And it was after, my I went through like this event that occurred that I was like very upset about and very like heartbroken. I felt very unworthy. I felt very low about myself. I felt abandoned. And I learned what my attachment style is. I'm still trying to figure out if it's just like a situational thing or if it's actually my attachment style. I'm still like, I might be a little mix of two. And that's why I'm still learning so much about myself. I feel like I'm a baby, just like at the beginning of learning all about herself. And I'm 32, and that's the relationship I had with myself. Like, I didn't know much about me, and I didn't love myself much. And reflected a lot in the decisions I was making, the people I was choosing in my life. And so when this event happened, I was like, okay, like it's time to like choose myself. It's time to love myself. It's like, wait 1 second. How do I love myself? I actually Googled, how does one love themselves? I didn't know. I had no idea. And then I saw this, like a beautiful quote, and it's from this motivational speaker. He speaks about love, and I love him so much. He's so good. Matthew Hussey. And he said, he was on, I think it was the Drew Barrymore show. It was like a clip on my Instagram, and it said that loving yourself is like, you are your person and you take care of your person. So when I heard this, I was like, oh. And then it like kind of like clicked a bit. And I was like, that's what it's about. So now I'm like really sad and I'm hurt and I'm upset and I'm crying nonstop. And I was like, okay, well, I just honestly, I even like, I out loud said, okay, person, it's time to feed you, because like I'm not eating. I'm sad. I'm like broken. So I was like, okay, person, like I need to feed you. So I fed my person a little bit of food. And then I was like, okay, I need to walk my person. And I just started doing that. And then I was like, okay, now it makes sense why this is like how you love yourself. Because loving yourself is, doing loving things for yourself. Feeding myself is loving myself. Choosing healthy people in my life is loving myself. Having boundaries is loving myself, which I'm still learning about, because I'm, that is a hard one for me because I'm a people pleaser. It's very hard for me. So I'm working on that. But, it opened my mind. And it was such a new perspective of looking at what loving myself was, because I didn't really know what was loving myself. I knew that these bad habits that I had that I was using to numb myself was not loving myself. That was the opposite of it. And loving myself was just being kind to myself. Even when I was doing the bad habits, it wasn't like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, and making myself feel guilty. It was, you know what, you're going through a hard time, you went backwards. That's loving yourself. Being kind to yourself, treating yourself like this little person that you gotta take care of and love. And when you have that perspective and you take yourself out of your body and you think of yourself as like another self, I know that sounds a little weird, but it really changed your perspective. And then of course there was now I going forward started with my inner child, of taking care of my inner child. So now like if I have like a moment where I'm like upset and angry and I lose my patience or something like that, it's like I associate it as like my inner child is having a tantrum. And then there's things that will flare up within me that I'll be like, oh, that's my inner child. She feels unsafe. And then I have to regulate myself and make my inner child feel safer. But learning, like, and it was, again, like I said in the first video, it's not like immediately you learn something, then all of a sudden you're a changed person. It's something that you make a choice every day, every minute of the day. And sometimes you choose wrong. You choose something that's not very loving to yourself, but then you go back and you choose something that's loving again, And I think the more you do that with anything, that you're trying to change in life, the more you choose the healthier choice, or the choice that is loving to you, the more you're choosing the less of the other stuff. And, just like when you're starting to eat healthy and you choose an unhealthy meal, and you eat your unhealthy meal, but then the next meal you choose a healthy meal, and then you choose the next meal as a healthy. Like it's baby steps. Everything's baby steps. Like it's not a straight line. It's back, it's up, it's forward, it's left, it's under, it's everywhere. And that's the beauty of life. And the thing that I love about life too is when you want to make a change or an improvement in your life, you are capable of doing it at any point of the day, any point of your life. Anytime you can decide to be a better person, a better version at that point. It's all choices. And it all connects with loving yourself, because when you love yourself, you make choices that are good for yourself. When you are someone who does not love yourself, you make choices that reflect that. And it will show by, putting unhealthy things in your body. And you have to, and not even just that, unhealthy people in your life. Now, like people that just drain you, like it's everything. It's energy. It's the food. It's the choices you make, and abandoning yourself for other people, people pleasing. Like it's all things that go against, whatever hurts your inner child or makes you abandon yourself. That's not loving acts towards yourself. But we're not perfect. We're gonna do that. But I think just even getting that new perspective really opened my eyes of like how I can learn to better love myself. And that was just the start. And I'm going to still, I have so much learning to do. There's so much more things I need to do for myself to make myself love myself more. Like I'm still learning to build trust with myself, because I have disappointed myself so many times. Like I said I was going to do this one thing and I did the opposite. And it's like constantly, there's been so many times of me abandoning myself that my own self is like, well, I don't really believe that. You say you're going to do that, but you showed me otherwise all those other times. So now I'm at that point where I'm just trying to build trust in myself. And like when I say something, I'm trying to stick with it. But like I said, it's not like a straight line. It's back and forth, up and down. So I'm going to keep working on that for myself. But I just love that perspective. Like you think of yourself as your person. Like, what would you, if you were talking to like your best friend, what would you say when they're in that situation? Like you would be loving to them. You would speak nicely to them. So like, why wouldn't you do that to yourself? And that was another thing too, was like the voice in my head that was telling me I was not good enough. I was not this. I was not being kind to myself. And if I'm not going to be kind to myself, why should I expect others to do the same to me? Why wouldn't people treat me the way that they have treated me in the past? Because I'm treating myself that way, right? Like you show people how you want to be treated by treating yourself. And that's what I'm learning right now. And that's what I'm just right now trying to develop a good relationship with myself. And then I saw this other thing too, because like I am a single mom. I'm single. Like I'm dating. I'm not actively dating, but I'm single, right? And I feel like I'm emotionally unavailable. And I saw this other thing too, and it was like, you're unemotionally unavailable to yourself. And again, it was like mind blowing, because it was like, it's crazy how much everything reflects the relationship you have with yourself. Like your whole life, everything around you reflects the relationship you have with yourself. And that's why I'm just trying to like take this time right now in my life to focus on me and to focus on like my relationship with myself. Because if I can have a really good relationship with myself, then I will track that from someone else. And right now, like I feel like I'm getting there. I'm still getting to know myself. Like I just learned, that I could draw 2 years ago, somewhat draw. And I'm learning all of this other stuff about myself, but I feel like it's so important for me to have that relationship with myself and to build a trust in myself, because otherwise I'm going to make decisions and I'm going to have people in my life who are going to reflect how I feel about myself. And I want to make sure that it's a good reflection. So I'm going to keep working on myself, but if anybody is going through the same thing, they're learning how to love themselves. Like it's not something that I feel like, is discussed. Like, it's not something like, you learn how to read, you learn how to write, you learn how to, socialize and do all this. But do you learn about loving yourself? No, at least I didn't. I'm lucky that I'm learning this now when my kids are so young, because now I can teach them that. And hopefully they will not have, it won't take them till they're 32 to figure it out. I'm hoping that they will see how amazing they are, how loved they are, and that they'll be ahead of where I was. So that then they can learn more, they can go further, right? And that's the whole point of it. A lot of about loving myself too, and it's a huge thing, is I journal a lot, and that really like helps with like learning to love yourself and doing shadow work. Because the thing too about loving yourself, it's about accepting all parts of yourself. And there's things that I've done that I was like, okay, that was not something I should have done. And you have that guilt and you feel bad about it and stuff. But like, you have to accept that we have shadow selves. We have parts of us that we might hide away. We don't want people to see that. I don't want them to know that. And it's about loving those parts of you. Like, you need to love all of you. And that's the thing too, is like, again, going with the relationship and myself, like, how can I expect someone to love all of me if I'm not loving all of me? So I will probably do another video on loving myself as I learn more about loving myself. But as I start this journey, this is what I got so far. So it's still, very brand new to me, and I've never been this person before. I've never, I just learned to love myself and what loving myself looked like. And that was last summer, and I'm 32. But I'm excited to see what I'm going to be like next year and how much I'm going to learn then, because it seems like I'm learning so much every day and from so many different people. And there's just so many, like realizations that keep coming. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And it's all about learning about myself. That's basically what it is. And that's what life is. Like, everything's a reflection of who you are. And that's what I'm learning right now. And I'm just excited that maybe someone on the other end might see this video and be able to go on the journey with me. So that is all.